Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's my rich friend who's with me. His name is Trevor Hillstrom. I trust in Trevor. You should trust in Trevor. Trevor, one game this week, over 50 points. Cincinnati, Buffalo.
Yeah.
We think Buffalo's going to put up about what? 30?
They should put up 30, I would imagine.
Is this the had to have a game on the slate?
I think you're going to definitely have parts of it. The running backs look good. I'm not so much sold on the receivers for this game, but I do like the quarterbacks. I think the ball will be spread around to the receivers, but I really like the running backs and I like the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I do too. So I don't know how to get around it. I know some of the other high-scoring games, Arizona and the Rams. Is this one of those games where the Rams come back with a vengeance this week? Because I mentioned, I don't know if you heard me on the radio, I told you that Carolina was going to keep that close. Nobody believed me.
Well, yeah, my good friend put a big wager on the Panthers to cover the 10 points. So I had a friend that believed you. The Carolina Panthers are just that weirder team. You don't know what to expect from them 1 week. They could lose 30-0 to some team, then beat a team 30-0. I mean, they went into Lambeau and beat the Packers. So, Carolina covering 10 points isn't surprising. And the Rams were due for a letdown game. And, the Rams were moving the ball well, but, the ball just didn't go their way that game. But I think they're going to look pretty good. I had mentioned, I think that the Rams are pushing to get Stafford as MVP. So that's why he's throwing so many 1 and 2 yard touchdown passes. But I came back to bite him last week because they threw an end zone interception. And they probably could have started running the football a little bit more. And I think they did. Would Corum score the third touchdown?
Corum looked good.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to take some volumes away from Kyren. So Kyren's on the field more, but the split carry is kind of bothering me about that. So yeah, I think we got some high scoring games this week.
This could be one of those games though that in the past Kyren would have had like 3 touchdowns. I don't know if he has 3 touchdowns here. Maybe it's 2 and Corum gets 1, or he gets 1 and Corum gets 1. I don't know. I don't think Kyren is the old Kyren Williams.
I think that the Rams are only going to allow one running back to score in this game. I think they want Stafford to get 3-4 touchdowns.
Look, I think Stafford's a great play. There's another game that I think is under the radar. I think it's Jacksonville and Indianapolis. It's a pretty good game, Trevor. And this is a 47.5 spot.
Yeah, I go back and forth on this one. I feel both teams are going to have to throw the football. I do like Taylor, though, from the Colts running the ball a little bit. But Jacksonville's pretty good against the run. I think both teams are going to have to throw the football. You just don't know where the volume's going.
That's true. All right, let's get right to it. Josh Allen's at 7,700. Our guy Matthew Stafford is at 69. I'm not even talking about Lamar. That feels like a big waste after what I saw last week. But, Trevor, let me just say, just when we think Lamar stinks, he doesn't look good, does that mean Lamar has a bounce-back week?
For the volume player, you're going to play him a little bit, but I really don't have a lot of interest. He doesn't look right. I mean, all things aside, he hasn't put up double-digit points in a month. His bonus is from running the ball and getting rushing touchdowns, and those are pretty much gone.
They have been gone. I mean, we haven't seen them in what feels like forever. But, I don't ever want to rule a guy out, Trevor, because I've learned, right? It's like saying the Panthers have no chance of winning. Whenever you rule a guy out, he ends up playing well.
Well, if I'm going to pay up for Lamar, I think I'm just going to pay the extra and pay Allen and try to pay down elsewhere on the slate. And I think, with Allen, looking at the slate, I mean, he's priced better on DraftKings, but I can fit him in better on FanDuel because we'll get the receivers and how they're priced different on FanDuel. Yes. I like Allen a lot better on FanDuel than I do on DraftKings, just because I can fit in better pieces on FanDuel.
All right, don't scream at me now. What about your boy JJ?
Well, I'm playing him. They're playing Washington. I'm going down with the ship. It's my home team. I'm going down with the ship. And they're playing Washington. I mean, he's at 4,700. They want him to look good. I just hope KOC calls a good game plan because Washington is more than willing not to get burned deep. They're going to allow the intermediate passes if they're willing to throw them. Minnesota. I think that this is their last chance to win. So I'm gonna be playing my Vikings, and if I go down, I'm not suggesting everybody should just follow suit with me, but I'm playing them, especially on FanDuel again because their defense is priced so cheaply. I'm gonna come back with some of their offensive players, and I'm hoping Aaron Jones gets ruled out so we can play Jordan Mason in FanDuel, but we'll see how that goes. But
Swami says he'd rather play J.J. Evans, Kid Dynamite.
I
Swami, you're wrong. Washington is so bad that I agree with Trevor. I think J.J. McCarthy's in play.
He's in play. But I'm just going down with the homer ship here. How does Swami feel about his guy Jackson though? That's what I want to know. But yeah, I'm just going to go with McCarthy because he's cheap and I can just buy a lot of players with him. And if he does, he's had a couple of games where half his games he scored 16 or more points. People don't realize that he scored 16 or more points in 3 of his games, and I think he's only played 6. So if he can get to that 20-point range some way somehow. They almost beat the Bears a couple weeks ago. They played Baltimore tough. I mean, he's been wild. There's no doubt about that. But if he can just make a few more completions, he can get 17, 18 points. But I think you really want to be at the Allen. I think Allen could have a 30 to 40 point burger this week. So
all right, I'm going to give you 2 more guys. One, okay. Joe Burrow in that same game, but you saved $1,200. Buffalo's defense is terrible. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, it's terrible. And then the other guy is Trevor Lawrence, who, dare I say, might be pretty good.
Yeah, Lawrence is playing okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because they're going to throw the football against the Colts. And he's got Strange back. He's got Brian Thomas Jr., who really isn't doing much, but it opens things up for Jacoby Myers. Washington's a little bit banged up, but I kind of like Lawrence, and he's priced well. Stafford, I don't know if I'm willing, or not Stafford, Burrow. I just think that the advantage for Cincinnati is to try to run that ball with Chase Brown and then a little bit of P. Ryan. We'll set to see how Higgins is. If Higgins is going to play, I think he's going to play. I think he's trending in the right direction. So
that's a good point about Chase Brown. He may be one of the locks on the slate.
Yeah, he may be. They're going to have to run with him, and he's going to catch 5-6 balls. And Burrow did throw to him a lot last week.
Now, by the way, I agree with Swami. I think I may not play Lamar in DFS. I mean, I would if I played 150 lineups.
Right.
But he may be a good prop bet. Nobody would want to touch Lamar. Nobody. He's radioactive.
Yeah, he doesn't look healthy. That's the problem. If he looked healthy and his numbers were low, that'd be one thing. But when he doesn't look healthy, but I guess he does looking a little bit faster. But there's just something missing. And he's playing Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was able to control Allen a little bit.
They did a good enough job. That's true. They were respectable. It was a terrible game. All right, let's get to running backs here. Very top heavy. Taylor, Chan, Bijan, James Cook is going to be super popular. What about Derrick Henry? Pittsburgh's run defense has been bad, Trevor. Bad.
It's so hard to predict because if you remember 2 weeks ago, who was my big play? It was Swift at home against Pittsburgh. He did nothing. Then Swift goes next week and plays the Eagles and runs for 120 yards and a touchdown. So this is mind-boggling. And then last week, Cook ran pretty good against Pittsburgh. So, Henry was going to have a huge week last week against Cincinnati. And then they
barely gave him the football.
I don't understand it. I mean, I'm thinking he's great. I had Henry pretty much locked in all my lineups. He's got 10 points in the first quarter on a 24-yard touchdown run, and then I don't trust the Baltimore's. So the problem with Baltimore is they don't have a lot of weapons to people to trust or to cheat the defense. The defense can really sneak up and try to stop their running game because there's really no weapons that you really worry about. Flowers. Andrews, I mean, big deal.
Permar, I don't know what he's talking about. He's asking about Corey Kiner. Don't we think that is Trey Benson not coming back this week?
I don't think Benson's been practicing.
Interesting.
I'd have to look at that. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at because Permar had sent a thing and he asked about Corey Kiner. Corey Kiner was good at University of Cincinnati. He was a good running back, but I'm not buying into something like that. I don't think, Trevor, let me ask you this. Could you play a P. Ryan? Is that at 4,200 ridiculous? Because you remember how you did DeMercado a few weeks back?
Yeah.
And you said, right, P. Ryan feels like this week's DeMercado.
If you're playing a lot of lineups, you can find a way to play a couple with Peter Ryan and hope he scores. But he's got to score a touchdown. I mean, he is getting some volume, and the way to beat the Bills is running the football. But I don't think you need to go that far.
Okay. No, it's like getting too cute, right? So
Yeah.
Where do you stop? Do you stop at Judkins? You stop at ETN? Where's your stopping point?
Well,
RJ Harvey? Where are you
Harvey?
stopping?
Harvey's my stopping point. I would love to play Swift or Monongai, but I just think they're going to split. It's going to be harder to run against Green Bay. I would like Jordan Mason if for some reason Jones. I don't know why the Vikings want to keep playing Jones anyway. They're 4-8. They're not going anywhere, and he's got a sore shoulder and he's limited practice. If Jordan Mason just plays, I really like him in this game against Washington. Maybe Rodriguez.
But I would only say I like him on FanDuel, not on DraftKings.
Yeah, FanDuel. And then you got Christian Rodriguez. I don't know about him. So basically, Harvey is the guy in the 5,000 range I'm on. Don't ever talk to me about Kenneth Walker again. I got talking to that nonsense last week. I don't want to be talking to Kenneth Walker ever again.
How about ever? How about one ever, not five evers?
Yeah.
What about Devin Neal?
No. I'm not going to be talking to him either.
Look, I don't think we should get cute. I don't think we should get cute at running back. I think you got to play two solid running backs and not mess around.
This is the time to play the big boys, especially on FanDuel, because you can play three really good running backs because you're going to have to pay down on wide receiver. But there's a lot of nice pay down receivers in FanDuel. But if you want to pay for the high price receivers, then you're going to have to come down at running back. And that's where the Harveys come in and players like that. DFS Heroes all over Ashton Genty this week. He did good against the Broncos the first time, but then they figured it out. I just don't know if I'm going to be on Genty. He will catch passes though. So
what about Josh Jacobs? Because I don't know whether I think Chicago's run defense is overrated.
Well, I think Jacobs is almost a lock to score. He's playing at home. Green Bay is surprisingly a 6.5-point favorite against Chicago. That raises flags to me because everybody in the world is talking about Chicago. And I've always thought Chicago's a little bit overrated, or just because they played weak teams. And they go into Philadelphia and smack them. I mean, they don't just beat Philly; they just go in there and smack them. And so this raises red flags that Green Bay is going to win, and I'm going to be rooting for Chicago in my heart. But I'll be rooting for the DFS players. I don't care anymore about rooting for a team when my team's 4-8. It's all about the DFS value, and I think Green Bay and Jacobs, I think, is a lock to score here.
I do too. I think he's a lock. I love him. I think I'm going to completely fade Genty. I just don't trust the Raiders, and I think Denver plays a lot of close games. I don't think this is going to be close. I think Las Vegas stinks.
I think this is the smack around game for Denver.
Yeah. All right, let's get to wide receiver. Last week, Trevor, Puka was fair. JSN was bad.
They didn't need him.
Devontae Adams was great because of the touchdowns. Is this the corrective week where those great receivers go back and become great again?
Well, for my pay-up guy, it's definitely going to be JSN against Atlanta. I think he's going to get used quite a bit. You got to remember, Atlanta's not a great offensive team right now either. But I mean, Minnesota with what they threw out there in Brosmer. I mean, they didn't have to push the ball. They could have kicked 3 field goals and won the game. So they might be pressed for more offense in this one. We just have to hope that Bijan breaks one or somebody gets a few points here. But yeah, I like JSN to come bounce back, and I think they're going to want him to bounce back. Nakua is interesting. I mean, it's a good matchup, but when they're getting close to that goal line, it's Adams of late for the end zone, and Nakua at his price point, he's got to score kind of because 20 points just isn't going to do it.
So here's a question for you. Is Michael Wilson a lock button if Marvin Harrison doesn't play?
He's pretty close to it. If Harrison's not going to play, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think he plays.
And FanDuel, he's going to be almost a lock button for me because he's priced 5,700 in FanDuel. I mean, he's just a bargain. He's going to almost be a lock there. That's why I really like Josh Allen and FanDuel because I'm going to play Wilson, and that just negates pricing, and I can fit some nice running backs in there with that. So, he won't be as much of a lock button on DraftKings, but FanDuel, yes. But he's going to make a lot of my FanDuel lineups or DraftKings lineups too at 5,600. If Harrison's out, he just got to be.
Well, okay. So Permar likes Vele and Mitchell. Our friend King to Icon says Chase, Jefferson, Puka kind of weak. I totally agree with that, by the way. Sean Tucker's still on a rookie contract, so I don't know if he's going to be anywhere next year. Let's see, Ibuka and Wilson. Do you like Ibuka?
I like him a little bit. I mean, I'm not against it. We got to see what's going to happen here with Tampa. I mean, they've got a couple of guys limited in practice. I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if Evans is going to come back.
I think Godwin's going to play.
Well, and Godwin. He's playing against lesser competition. He's starting to get his legs back. He dropped a touchdown pass last week. He would have been really good. And McMillan's practicing a little in limited.
Can I give you a guy that I think right now, and this could change, Trevor, who may be a lock button for me? What if I told you Michael Pittman? We haven't heard his name in forever.
Well, you have to figure one of those Colts receivers is going to be doing good. I was hoping it was going to be Josh Allen was going to play. Now I look and see that he's not practicing. So it might be Pittman.
Look, Josh Downs usually does well when the other teams blitz. Jacksonville doesn't blitz that much. Alec Pierce is good against certain coverages. This just feels like we haven't heard Pittman's name in a really long time, and he's due.
Well, I've been building lineups, and Pittman's definitely been in there. And he's another guy on FanDuel, at 5,800, him and Wilson, you can just really build it up.
Yeah. I love those two in FanDuel. Love them. Are there any, Permar mentioned Vele. I think Vele is actually pretty darn sneaky. Terry McLaurin is 5,200 against your Vikings. AD Mitchell against Miami. Are there cheap receivers that you like on DraftKings this week?
I think we have to consider Mitchell and Mechie. Mechie had a lot of targets. Mechie was wide open, and they missed him there. Those are guys, Vele feels like we're chasing points, doesn't it to you?
It does.
Maybe not, but it just feels like we're chasing points. But at 3,700, you definitely can try a lineup or two with him. I'm not against it. I don't hate to say it. Does Judy or Tillman from Cleveland? Does somebody from Cleveland step out? I don't know.
I don't know if anybody steps out in that kind of game.
Right. So, I don't think we play Wicks. I mean, Wicks was good against Detroit, but, I don't like coming back with Wicks. What about Shakir in a 50?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Game?
Does Chicago play zone or man?
I think they switch it up, don't they? Quite a bit. I think they're pretty versatile.
What I'm asking is, Jaden Reed is the zone killer.
Is he playing?
That's the question. If he comes back,
I just read it. He still hasn't been medically cleared to play.
But he's at 4,200. Is he interesting?
Oh, if he's playing at 4,200, he's definitely interesting because he is presumably Love's favorite target.
I think he is too, and I think there's no better. You've got Debo, you've got Rashee Rice, you have Puka. Don't forget, Jaden Reed is great against zone. He's great. King Talk. We'll get to this in a second about Tyler Warren. I don't want to forget about that.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, so yes, I do like Sean Tucker. I'm a big fan. But I think Tampa I think they'd get rid of Rashad White before Tucker. All right. Let's get to tight end, Trevor. Tyler Warren's name came up, 5,000. Jacksonville's bad against tight ends. There's no team worse against tight ends than the Bengals. Does Dalton Kincaid come back? I think he does.
I think he's coming back. He was limited today. They really need to win this game. I like Kincaid. Yeah, if he plays, he's almost going to be he'll be in a ton of my lineups. So will Warren. I mean, and Strange.
Will you play double tight end this week?
A little bit more so in DraftKings, not FanDuel. FanDuel, we're going to play all running backs, I believe.
Okay, but in DraftKings, you could do like Strange, Warren, Kincaid, Warren, like mix and match.
Yep, I might be playing a little Mason Taylor, although every time it seems like I play Mason Taylor, it doesn't work out well. But with Tyrod Taylor this week, I think people are going to be focusing on those receivers because the receivers have done well the last couple of weeks. I kind of like Jordan Mason.
I like Mason Taylor. I like Mason Taylor a lot.
McBride's going to be expensive, but if Harrison's out, what are they going to do?
Trevor, is it me? I don't remember. Didn't the Jets play Miami weeks ago, and we all thought Mason Taylor went 5 for 65 in that game?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, maybe Mason Taylor is super sneaky.
Wasn't that Fields too? It wasn't.
And that was Fields, a guy who couldn't even throw.
Right. So yeah.
3,300. He's begging me. I get it. I like it. But I also think Fannin is interesting. What about Darren Waller?
Yeah, a lot of these guys are interesting. Even, who DFS Hero likes at tight end?
Who?
TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah. I just ate dinner, Trevor.
I don't know if I can do it. As much as I want to play the Vikings, I just don't know if I can play Hawkinson. I just don't know. But there's a lot of tight ends to choose from. There's a lot of good matchups. The tight ends have had great years.
There are a lot of good tight ends to choose from. Mark Andrews just signed a big old contract. Harold Fannin Jr. is interesting.
Hey, my boy Likely was playing really well last week. He fumbled at the goal line, but he got a lot of targets. They were the only people to get targets last week. They were playing Bengals. Yeah, so Likely is in play.
What about let's turn our attention before we start giving out a lineup. Do you like the Packers defense this week?
I do like the Packers defense, especially if they can stop the run because, I think Caleb Williams is going to be good, but I don't think he's good right now. And maybe he won't be good, but he's off. He's missing open receivers. There's no doubt about that.
Totally agree. All right, let's do a quick lineup. Let's do one on DraftKings and one on FanDuel. Okay?
Okay. Well, since I'm doing this from my phone, I'm going to have to – I don't want to lose you, so.
All right. For DraftKings, can we do McCarthy, or do you want to go up for Allen?
I think you know what? Since we're doing one from each, I think let's go McCarthy and DraftKings, and we'll go Allen and FanDuel.
I agree with that one. Okay, so McCarthy. I'm writing this down too, and we have Allen. Okay.
Swami's probably getting sick. Just thinking about it.
Is Swami getting nauseous there? Let's see. Miami versus the Jets. Baltimore against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's look terrible. All right, let's go running back. Give me. Is Chase Brown? Is it Breece Hall?
It's Brown and Cook for me.
Not Jacobs?
Oh, we could go Jacobs too. But I.
Jacobs Cook?
Jacobs Cook, yeah.
Okay. Wide receiver. Or do you want to work our way back? Who's your tight end?
Should we try it with Mason Taylor first?
Okay. So now let's pay up for some. We got 3 receivers and a flex.
And a defense.
Defense I put in Green Bay for now.
Green Bay, okay. What are they priced at?
They're 31, so we can drop it if we have to.
Okay.
Do you like Pittman? Do you like Wilson? Do you like Zay Flowers? Do you like Olave? Do you like Justin Jefferson? Do you want
Well,
JSN?
if we're playing JJ, we better go with Jefferson. Is there a way to fit in JSN too, or no?
Yeah, so let's get JSN. Do you want it? Who's our cheap receiver?
I got my list over here.
Uh,
It's a good thing. I'm a pen to paper guy. When the prices come out, I write down all the names. On the left hand side, I put the DraftKings names down, and on the right side, I put the FanDuel prices down. I can't do it any other way, and then I remember it. So we're looking at cheap receivers. Well, when I'm talking about cheap receivers, I can't remember who all the cheap
well, we
receivers
still
are.
have some guys. Give me some guys in the fives.
So did we decide on putting Jefferson and JSN in?
No, I just have JSN. Unless
Oh.
you want Jefferson.
Well, I'm just wondering if we can fit them both in.
All right, so all right, I'll put them in. We can get it if you have two cheap other guys.
Well, how much pricing do we have left?
We have
For three?
4,200 unless I get rid of Green Bay's defense, which I could do.
So we have 4,200 for each player left.
Yes.
How many players do we have? We have 2 players needed, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
Do you want another tight end? Do you want Dalton Kincaid?
Yeah, Kincaid.
So now we have 4,100 for a receiver, but we could do a little bit more if you wanted to change the defense.
42.
Or if you wanted to change James Cook to Chase Brown. Or Cook to Derrick Henry, or Cook to anybody. To Kyron.
Cook. No. It would be Cook to Brown, if anything.
I say we leave Cook and go for a cheap receiver.
Okay.
Do you want me to get rid of Green Bay's defense?
I'm just trying to figure out how much we have left over. I mean, if we go to Green Bay's defense is 3,100, and then what are the Browns?
Browns are 37.
Oh no, that's worse.
So we need one receiver at
Or
41.
the Titans defense.
What's that?
Or the Titans only save you a couple hundred.
Yeah, not worth it.
So how much do we have left over for the last guy?
4,100.
Boy. I'm just looking at all the guys that I have circled at a cheap
Do you
price.
like Vele? Do you like Luther Burden?
I don't like either of those guys.
Okay.
I think what's happening here is that I think, if you're going double tight end with Taylor and Kincaid, we're going to have too many low price guys in our lineup.
All right, so hold up. What if we change Kincaid, which I don't want to do, but let's just try it. And we put in, do you like Brenton Strange? Do you like Darren Waller?
No,
like
I gotta just
AJ
keep
Barner?
Kincaid.
You want Kincaid?
No.
Okay, I do too.
Okay.
Okay.
Just rather keep Kincaid. Do we have to get off of JSN?
Would you go to Puka?
Or do we get rid of JJ?
I'd be happy to get rid of JJ.
Let's get rid of JJ. I don't want to get rid of JSN because I just think he's in a 30-point game.
Do you like Pittman?
Yes, I like Pittman.
So now we have 5,600 left. Do you like Michael Wilson?
Yes, I do like Wilson.
All right, so here's this team. Tell me if you like it or not. McCarthy, Jacobs, Cook, JSN, Pittman, Wilson, Taylor, Kincaid, Green Bay.
Yeah, I like that lineup. What do you think?
I like it a lot. I do. I like it a lot, especially if Marvin Harrison is out. I like it.
Yeah, if Harrison's out, if Harrison's in, then Wilson has to go.
Right.
Then I would probably pivot to every time I pivot to Shakir, it doesn't seem to work out, but it's going to work out one of these weeks.
What about Mike Evans if he's back?
Was he at 6,000? No, I don't trust him coming back.
All
I
right,
mean, I would
let's.
like to, but against the Rams, then I would. If Mike Evans comes back, I think I would like Ibuka even more.
I do too. All right, let's do a DraftKings. We can get Josh Allen in for sure.
Yeah, and we're going to have to go with Wilson again, I think, too, just because he's 5,700. He's a steal.
Okay, 5,700. And then do we want Pittman again at 5,800?
I think we should try it with Pittman. Yes.
Okay, tight end. Do you want Kincaid, or do you want to pay down?
What's the difference between him and Mason
Mason Taylor's 4,800. Oh man.
Yeah, I think we just stick with Taylor.
Okay.
I'm going to the Vikings defense.
Like it. Okay.
They're really cheap on FanDuel, and I know people might look at it. They played Seattle really tough last week. They caused turnovers. It wasn't their fault. The Vikings offense stunk again. They actually played pretty good against Green Bay too. I know they gave up points, but Green Bay didn't average 4 yards a carry against them.
So we like Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
And then who are your Josh Jacobs?
I don't like Jordan Mason in this one. I only like him. Only if Aaron Jones is out.
Let's assume he's out. Is that a fair thing to assume or no?
No, it's not because he's practicing.
Okay. So do you want Jacobs? Do you want Chase Brown? Do you want Genty? What do you want?
On this, who we didn't grab as a Chan either.
A 9,200?
Yeah, it's probably pretty high, isn't it?
It's a little high.
I like Chase Brown at 7,300.
All right, I locked him in. So we have a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex. We could get a Chan in this lineup. We could.
Yeah, but what we don't have. We do have Cook on the other one, so we got a Chan. I'm just looking. What do you think of R.J. Harvey?
Not on FanDuel. On FanDuel, I want Josh Jacobs. I want Henry.
Jacobs is priced really high comparably. I like Bucky Irving a little bit too, but I think at 8,000 he might be priced a little high. Harvey's still only 6,500.
All right, so you want me? I'll put Harvey in. So now we got two spots, 8,700. You want a Chan? Let's get a Chan in. What if we did it? What if? Let me just try something. Just bear with me, okay? Is there a receiver? So here's what I did, Trevor. This is kind of crazy, but I think it could work. Josh Allen, Chase Brown, James Cook, Michael Wilson, Pittman, Mason Taylor, a Chan, and Minnesota gives you 5,400 for a wide receiver.
Okay, I like that. Would you have Did you have JSN?
No, I can change. Do you want to take out a Chan and put in JSN?
No, that's okay. A Chan is at 9,200, and what's JSN at?
98.
98, yeah. Yeah, we'll just keep a Chan in. I apologize, everybody. My laptop didn't have volume for some reason, so I had to do all this with my phone. Usually it'd be a lot quicker than all this.
5,400 for a receiver.
5,400 for a receiver. I've got some circle players. I don't have for FanDuel. I don't have one guy circled for 5,400.
I'm just going to give you names. DK.
No.
Well, let me ask you this: would you rather Josh Jacobs than a Chan? Would you rather Derrick Henry?
No, I'm not on Henry. I'm just not going to be on Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like Josh Jacobs over at Chan.
So let's try it with Jacobs and see if that helps. Just throwing it out there. So now we have 6,000. So at 6,000, you have Pierce, Mitchell, Mooney, Addison, Shakir, Dobbs, Reed, Wicks, Mechie, Judy. Any names you like?
Well, we already have Wilson in our lineup. And since we have Pittman, I really don't want to play Pierce. So do we trust Shakir with Allen?
All right, it's interesting.
I don't.
Or I'm just going to throw out another idea. Don't yell at me because I kind of like this idea.
Okay.
What if I upgrade? Now I can't upgrade Kincaid because Kincaid would be doing. I got to go back to Mason Taylor. So we have 6,000. 6,000. Do you like A.D. Mitchell? I like Shakir. I think Shakir's interesting.
I think Shakir is interesting because the middle of the field is open on the Bengals.
So you'd have Allen, Brown, Cook, Wilson, Pittman, Shakir, Mason Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Is that a good first look?
I mean, it's okay for the first look. I mean, I can't complain about it. I'm going to make a bunch of lineups this week. I've been working on the lineups, but when I'm on the phone like this, I really can't punch them up, the ones that I've made, and go to the app without losing you. So,
could you do JJ McCarthy on FanDuel?
I mean, you can. I mean, you can do a lot of things on FanDuel. I mean, Allen is 9,200. I just like him because of the way you can build up players, but there's. You got McCarthy 6,400. I mean, that gives you $2,800 more to spend. You can get your Kincaid in. I mean, you can really price up at whatever you want to do. I mean, that's just the liberal thing of playing a guy like that.
I like the lineup. I think this lineup is smart because you've got Allen, Cook, Shakir with Brown. I mean, you're stacking the highest scoring game on the slate. Nothing wrong with that.
Then I think Jacobs will lock the score. With Wilson at this price, if
a lock.
Harrison's out, we got to play him. So we pretty much have some wild cards here in Shakir, but you have to like him to bounce back. It seems like he didn't have a really good game last week. Pittman should be good against Jacksonville, and Mason Taylor. We're kind of. We're really rolling the dice with Mason Taylor, but he's going to get targets in this game.
He is. No. I like smart moves. That's a smart move. Mason Taylor is criminally underrated. Nobody wants to play him, and it's a smart move.
Well, he's a very talented player. I wish he was in Minnesota. And you were talking about Rachaad White. I'd get rid of all our backs and let's bring in Rachaad White to Minnesota.
Oh, he'd be a star. He would be. All right, so there you have it. That's our first look. Remember, Friday's Friday Night Lights. Yep. Saturday is me on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Saturday night is Any Given Entry with Trevor, Johnny Danger, and Justin. And then, of course, on Sunday morning, you can find us in Discord. I think we're onto something here.
Yeah, I'm going to be building and building and building, so...
Playmaker says Tyrod and Mason Taylor, run it back with a Chan, you get JSN. I don't disagree. I like it.
Yeah, that's why I play a lot of volume lineups. I'm definitely gonna have lineups that look like that. There's no doubt.
Taylor to Taylor, a Chan and JSN. That could be a chef's kiss, Trevor.
Yeah.
All right. For Trevor, it's Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.